Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Incredibly powerful speech from Jack White at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. We played that audio yesterday on the show. You can find it on our podcast, yesterday's show. Go listen to it because it's pretty awesome. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content. We narrow down the funniest headlines of the week. There's hundreds of them. We narrow it down to 2, and then you vote on the story you want to hear us break down. The key is here, we'll never talk about the other story again. It gets removed from the internet. We got friends at Google, so you'll never see it again. So you got to choose carefully in which story here, and let's get to them. You text in headline 1 or headline 2 based on the headlines we give you here. So headline 1 is, police chief claims he helps, quote, get girls off the street, end quote, when caught in prostitution ring.
Probably a misunderstanding.
Ooh.
How about you taking them off the street back to the hotel room? You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I have the perfect way to find these girls. I know just how to do it.
I got to admit, I might say the same thing if I was caught in a prostitution ring.
I absolutely would.
I'm just trying to help these girls get off the street.
Hey.
Give an education.
That's headline number 1 if you want to hear more about that story, but not before we give you headline number 2. So hear both before you vote. Headline number 2 is, quote, how many eggs chickens can lay, end quote. Man fires shots after pub argument over chickens in Port St. Lucie. These are good ones today. And you decide if that's a story you want to hear more about. I'll do them one more time. So headline 1 is, police chief claims he helps girls off the street when caught in prostitution ring. Mm-hmm. And headline 2
in
is...
fairness, they weren't in the street at that moment.
We don't know, where they were, on the street, in his car. Headline 2 was, how many eggs chickens can lay? Man fires shots after pub argument over chickens in Port St. Lucie. Mm-hmm. So text in headline 1 or headline 2 to 312-591-8300. Whatever you decide, whatever you want to hear us break down, that's the story we're doing here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101 after Green Day.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 head to headlines. The funniest headlines of the week. We've narrowed it down to 2. And you vote on the content, which story we break down. And we have the votes in, but let's get the headlines again for you to just help you catch up with where you're at if you just joined us. So 2 of the funniest headlines of the week. Headline number 1 was, and it's amazing, it just disappeared on me because I went to the story there and Yahoo, like if I haven't paid a subscription, it gives you a second look at the headline, then it goes away.
Do you need me to read the headline?
I got it right now. We're
okay.
Good. I just refreshed here again. Okay, here we go.
That'll show them.
Headline 1 is, police chief claims he helps girls get off the street when caught in prostitution ring. Tough look. I'm sure his wife really believed that.
Yeah.
And headline number 2, how many eggs chickens can lay? Man fires shots after pub argument over chickens in Port St. Lucie. People really want to hear both these stories. I got to say, it's very equal. We always say we'll never talk about the other story again, and I'm sorry to say, we'll never hear about the police chief who claims I know. He helps get girls off the street.
Thank God. He's voting for the chicken.
That guy has gotten, bad press and hit up by everybody in his area. And all of a sudden this morning he's catching strays in Chicago, and he's nowhere near here. But now he's like, whew. That's one city.
I don't know. Catching strays is unsolicited, unwarranted. I think this is pretty warranted.
Well, I thought maybe in his area, which I can't remember where it is, that maybe he figured he wouldn't get Chicago talking about it.
Yeah.
But and he's not today. He's in Massachusetts, by the way. I'll give you that much information. It was in Massachusetts. So he's happy today. So we're going to break down the story. Headline number 2, voted on by you. You chose the content. How many eggs chickens can lay, in quotes. Man fires shots after pub argument over chickens in Port St. Lucie. First off, Kenzie, you lived in Florida for a little bit. Am I saying that right? Is it Port St. Lucie?
Is it Lucy? I know there's a Lucia, but I don't know Lucy. I don't know Port St. Lucie.
Well, that's probably what I'm saying wrong. Lucie. Is it Lucia?
Oh, well, Lucia is Lucia because there is a St. Lucia.
Oh.
So it's probably Lucy. You're probably right.
All right, go just check it.
Or Lucci or something.
Lucci.
Let's go with Lucy.
Yeah. Never been there, so.
Here we go. Story from Angela Rozier. A heated conversation about chickens reportedly led to a Port St. Lucie man to fire a handgun at several patrons outside Harper's Pub around 2:30 a.m. Tuesday.
That's never good when you're there at 2:30.
Well, people always say Nothing good happens after midnight. Your parents would say that, so get home.
I say that to my friends.
Do you really?
I do. Nothing good happens after midnight.
The best times of my life happened after midnight.
I'm so tired after midnight. Oh, my God.
I'm also sleepy.
Sometimes it'll be like, oh, the thing starts at 11. It's like, well, I'm not going. What is it, New Year's Eve? I'm not going. It sounds awful.
Well, these guys were having fun until things went awry.
Until a Glock was pulled out.
No, I mean, it sounds like a fun conversation about chickens, at least. Well, we'll get to the story here more, but, and then, maybe just guns shouldn't be around at 2:30. Maybe you can settle your argument another way.
Fisticuffs.
So, this is a great name for the sergeant here. Master Sergeant Dominic Masidi and Public Information Officer said the suspect, a 44-year-old man named Peter Riera, fired shots at 3 people whom he claimed were trying to con him. Body camera footage shows Riera being taken into custody by the Port St. Lucie police. He's accused of firing 4 rounds from a .45 caliber.
Damn,
Yeah.
4 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He wasn't playing, as they say.
They found out, didn't they?
Yeah, they effed around and found out. He's accused of firing 4 rounds from a .45 caliber Glock at three individuals. So 1 bullet for each and 1 extra.
Oh, that's nice.
One guy he really didn't like.
He got 2.
So he fired them at 3 individuals after an argument outside the closed pub. So that means they were having this big conversation and argument, and then they're all, we got to go home, last call. They get outside in the parking lot. The conversation continued, which led to him not just, really when you get outside the pub, you kind of want to go home at that point. I do.
By the way, that means 3 people thought one thing, and he was the only one who thought the other, and he killed everybody instead.
No, we didn't say anybody's dead yet. He just fired the gun.
He tried to.
His intent. Then again, he was probably pretty buzzed. I'm not all of a sudden I'm defending him. I'm not defending him.
He probably didn't mean to try and kill everybody.
Police stated that once outside, the conversation continued, which often happens when bars close, and Riera became paranoid, believing the victims were out to get him.
Okay, well, I understand that feeling. I wake up with that feeling every day.
Wait till you hear the next sentence. The shooter evidently raises chickens, and the conversation was about how many eggs chickens can lay.
Okay.
The conversation got heated for whatever reason. That's what the cop says.
That's important. I need to know why.
Yeah, they needed. So far, it was a great journalism here. But for whatever reason, somehow the conversation got heated on how many eggs a chicken can lay, which I don't know, by the way, that number.
Well, in what time period? Also.
For whatever reason, don't know what they were doing there. Maybe that was it. My chicken could lay 17 eggs in 30 seconds. He's like, no way. And he pulled out a gun.
And then he pulled out a gun.
Because my chickens lay 1 every 6 days. I don't know. I don't know how
this conversation leads to they're out to get me, though.
Yeah, I'll see if there's any more in the story. We're reading it together here on the air. You chose the story. He said that. So the conversation got heated for whatever reason. Then he said, Riera then armed himself with a handgun and started firing. That was his next move after he thought he was getting conned, and for whatever reason, he got paranoid.
I think if somebody had questioned the egg-laying ability of my chickens, my first instinct would be to arm myself with a handgun and start firing.
So you're saying he's justified in the situation?
I'm just saying. So I Googled how many eggs can chickens lay. Can we go over some of this information?
Yeah, we got time.
On average, this is from GetStrongAnimals.com. Not an AI search. I don't believe in those. Their information's always wrong. On average, a healthy, happy hen lays 1 egg every 24 to 26 hours. That's about an egg a day, even though it's not guaranteed. Gotta be honest, I thought they were pumping out eggs way more frequently.
Me too.
Do you think they were like, well, obviously your hens aren't happy. Can't keep your women happy at home. And that's what happened? Come over, I'll make your hens happy.
That's a very reasonable assumption on how it got to him pulling out a handgun. Because I can't think of any other way that he got so upset.
No, but if somebody said that to me, they'd meet my friend Mr. Glock. That I say strapped with.
You can say strapped.
Keep my hands out your mouth.
Case pulls out his .45 Glock and holds it sideways toward these guys talking about his hens.
You know, that's the life that chose me.
All right, so he armed himself with a handgun and started firing. One victim ran out into the highway trying to get away from the shooter. So if these guys were buzzed, you sober up pretty quick when some guy pulls a gun and starts shooting at you. The other 2 victims hid. I'm curious, in a parking lot from a bar, I think a strip mall bar in a parking lot, where do you hide?
Oh, behind a car, probably.
There's probably almost no cars in the lot by that point at 2:30 a.m.
That would
A
suck.
light post, they're like, we see you.
Mark Jacko!
Yeah.
That's why he fired 2 at that one guy who went behind a light post. Dude, I can see your butt and your face. I can see
Your
everything.
feet. It's not helping.
We had several phone calls. This is the kicker. The shooter himself called 911.
Probably to complain about the fact that people were harassing him about his chickens.
He's like, they're going to steal them.
Do you think he was on his cell in one hand and firing the gun in the other hand while he was talking to 911? Can you believe what these guys said about my chickens? Wait, I see one. Hold on. Officers gathered evidence later that morning. The police noted that the victims knew each other and had just met the suspect that night.
Oh, devastating.
That's the problem, too. The victims knew each other. He felt like they were all against him. His paranoid kicked in. All had been drinking, by the way. None were hit. So none were hit with any of the shots.
Oh.
yeah.
Wow, what a bad shot. 4
Well,
rounds. You didn't get anybody?
He had also been drinking.
Oh.
And they hid behind light posts or whatever they hid behind. I don't know. They also note that...
You think you called 911? I'm out of bullets. I need backup.
no, there's. I was going to wrap it up. There's more here. There's more goodness in this story. So none of the victims were hit. One of the victims was arrested for resisting an officer with violence. So maybe he's in the right here.
Maybe.
Maybe he was scared of people. I don't know. Another was arrested for resisting an officer without violence.
What does that mean? Was he just playing tag with him? What is resisting without violence? That's a horrible crime.
Is he kind of running away from him like, you
They're
can't
like,
get me?
No.
What does that mean? If you're going to resist, I don't want to say resist with violence, but what the hell?
I don't understand what he's just like, no. Put your hands up for handcuffs. No.
No.
Make me.
Yeah. I'm not touching you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and Anthony said from Chicago Heights, he texted in, he goes, oh, those 3 Days Grace tickets, huh? And you're right, buddy. I forgot there. I'm sorry. So thanks for reminding me from Chicago Heights. I hope you have a good shot to win here. 3 Days Grace, Allstate Arena, 312-591-8300. Call now. Caller 10 is there. And how about this? You're qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, a signed guitar from 3 Days Grace. All from our great friends at Live Nation and Q101 and Brian and Kenzie. We want to get you there for this great show Monday, March 9th. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m., but these are free on first, getting you into 3 Days Grace at the Allstate Arena. Call now for the tickets. And we try to give away so much free stuff. I can look back at 2025 and say, honestly, and this isn't us pounding our chest, but we have given away, without question, the greatest free prizes and experiences in the history of Q101 and the history of Chicago. This year was fantastic in giving you these things, and we appreciate that, which is why once a year we ask you to help out those less fortunate, and it's God Bless the Gravy, our food drive that benefits the Greater Chicago Food Depository. You donate by texting GRAVY to 312-591-8300. Whatever you can do. And we understand it's so hard out there for everybody right now. There's no question.
Absolutely.
For us, too. It's super hard. But if you can do anything, and we've got like a donation from Nathan, a $200 donation just an hour ago.
Wow, that's incredible. That's 600 meals.
Yeah, $1 equals 3 meals with the Greater Chicago Food Depository. So thank you, Nathan. Shireen texted in $30, 105 anonymously. Man,
Wow.
don't like those anonymous donations. Put your name on it.
Oh, stop it.
Come on. But
Let them be, Brian.
I want to give a special shout out to last night. A donation came through, and this is from Latisse Moore. Basements by Beck Incorporated is happy to donate $1,000. Yes! to help feed the families, of course, this holiday season, during this holiday time. Thank you, Q101, for continuing this tradition. Thank you so much for that donation. And we've said that businesses that donate $1,000 get $2,000 of ads on Q101 free. And let me tell you something. Our listeners get out there and do stuff. They are the most active in the city. They buy your products. They go to your places. If you're somebody out there has a business or a product and you're thinking, how can I get it out there? Q101 is absolutely the spot. And you donate $1,000, you help charity, and then you get so much more out of that as well.
Yeah, and then again, 100% of that $1,000 goes to God Bless the Gravy. So you can write that off as a business. Then you get $2,000 worth of advertising. You've provided 3,000 meals. It just keeps multiplying and multiplying that dollar. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that again, it's Basements by Beck, which is BEK Inc. Kenzie, you need to redo your basement you were talking about.
I so badly need my basement redone. It's usually a very expensive process, Maybe I need them out to give me like a little quote. They take a little look at it, let me know.
Well, their website's just basementsbybeck.com.
I'm about to go check these out.
And they have a lot of pictures there, or go to their Instagram. It's a really nice website, actually. And you can get a free estimate, Kenzie, on their
I
website.
may need that.
And they look amazing. And so check them out, Basements by Beck. They just donated $1,000. And other businesses, you will get this taken care of. And we want to get over 120,000 meals. Right now, we're at about 90,000 meals, which is amazing. Actually, I take that back. We're getting close to 100,000 meals.
We really would love to hit that goal.
120
I don't want to
yeah.
be like lofty right now, Brian, but we'd love to hit our goal, which is 120,000 meals by Friday, and then have a whole week of crushing our goal for the year and setting a new one for next year to feed our community.
Be as damn lofty as you want.
Okay, thank you.
So 120,000 meals was last year, but we want to crush that goal because it's harder this year. Let's just be honest. I mean, with the SNAP benefits being paused and yesterday being Veterans Day, there's too many homeless veterans out there that are not getting the help they need. And we just need this help. And these people need the help. We don't need the help, but you can help through us, Brian and Kenzie, by donating. Text GRAVY to 312-591-8300 or go to Q101.com. The link is right there.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
What are you taking away from today's show with Brian and Kenzie on Q101? Texting your takeaway right now, 312-591-8300, something that was memorable to you on today's show. Texting your takeaway right now. And we have a great voting thing going on at Q101.com that we need your help with because this is the finalists for Twisted 2025, James & Sons Fine Jewelers. We've teamed up with them, our great friends here, the studio sponsors, to offer one lucky couple the chance to get engaged at Twisted. You propose live as the entire venue watches, and a $6,500 package is yours, an oval center diamond with a diamond mounting, 14-karat white gold. It's beautiful, unbelievable from our great elite friends, James & Sons Fine Jewelers. Now, there's 5 people you can vote for, the finalists at Q101.com. Please, you go choose. And we read a different submission each day, and this one comes from Eric, and here we go. Why Eric deserves this. Eric says this. It all started during COVID when I was looking quite ragged with long hair and a bushy beard. I made a post asking if anyone was doing house calls for haircuts. And I got a response from an old friend of mine saying her sister was available. The day of my haircut, she got out of her car and started walking towards my patio, and I instantly said to myself, I'm in love. Oh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And looking all raggy and stuff, too. He said that's what he said.
He's like, damn, I got to clean it up. I didn't know I was going to bump into this.
She came out wearing a messy side bun, Daisy Dukes, and a tank top glistening in the sun.
Okay.
Ooh, was she a little vampire? Okay. A little glistening skin? Yes.
What's a messy side bun?
That's like when they throw it, like it kind of flaps to the side or whatever. You know, you just throw your hair up in a bun. I'm sure Megan tosses it up and it's just kind of loose.
Oh, she tosses it up all right.
Okay, and it flops around.
And it flops around all right.
It usually starts on top, and then you do a few chores and it's on the side.
So he says, I played it cool, but couldn't wait for my next haircut. It took over 10 hangouts to finally get a kiss.
Aww.
And that sealed our fate. As COVID got further behind us, we became more entangled.
Will Smith.
Entanglement. But not without our ups and downs. We each have 13-year-old kids as well as a 2-year-old, and we're waiting for our latest arrival due in January.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful family.
Wow, my birthday's in January. I hope it's 25th. That'd be really
this
nice.
is about you, for sure.
We've been postponing getting married due to our babies and both of her sisters getting married, but now it's our turn, and nothing would be more epic than getting engaged at Twisted. I've turned her to the alternative side.
Ooh.
Darth Vader over here.
Spooky.
By taking her to the Black Keys and Bad Flower. Now, this last sentence is tough, okay? I'm just going to give you a little warning on this because he says, unfortunately, she's also been recently diagnosed with cancer and is waiting to have our baby before we start treatment. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
So, a lot of these stories have a heaviness to them because they're trying to get this, engagement thing. And you think, like, boy, this guy has a beautiful story. And there's certainly a tough angle there. We're praying for you, Eric, and your wife, or your future wife. That's tough. That's really tough.
That is so hard. And I can't even imagine. It's so hard. Being pregnant, it's an emotional toll. It's the craziest thing your body can go through. And then that's probably some of the scariest news you can ever get, even if you're not pregnant.
Right.
And then because this happened to one of my best friends. You really can't get that treatment.
Right.
Because it can affect the baby. So now you're holding out, you're trying to have a healthy birth. And then instead of just getting to focus on, okay, I'm a new mom, let me tackle this postpartum, which is so hard, you're focusing on treatment and things like that. Just makes, the strongest woman in the world. We are praying for you and thinking about you. Oh my goodness.
Very much so. Well said, Kenzie. It's a really tough. And he said this would mean the world to us, and I bet it would. So you can vote for Eric at Q101.com, one of the finalists of a couple that wins a free engagement at Twisted with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So go vote, Q101.com. They need your votes.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren on her way and on this glorious day leading into several days of gloriousness. So get ready to enjoy. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Takeaways from you on today's show. Case, what do you got from our listener?
Takeaway from Nia in Wrigleyville.
I said takeaway from our listener. Like we had one out there.
What are one listeners?
Cracked yourself up with that one.
That was good.
Takeaway from Nia in Wrigleyville, the Brian Haddad rule. Once the hoodie, coat, and backpack are on, you cannot do anything else other than exit the room.
Damn right. God forbid I go back and get Case's leftovers. Kenzie, what do you got?
April's takeaway, I wish you would have dragged a bitch down the hallway in West Dakota in my younger years.
Finally, Kevin, the leader of Kevin's, texts in. Takeaway, Robert E. Lee, not U.S. Grant, was born in Pangea. A lot of people don't know that. You don't learn that in history. They take that out of the history books today.
Yeah, censorship.
Yeah, it's very bad. What's on the podcast, Case?
Well, this morning, Brian called out woke leftover guidelines. If he wants to eat spoiled food, he's going to. You cannot tell him otherwise. We also had perhaps our favorite Clash with Kenzie contestant ever this morning. If you missed that at 7:10, I cannot recommend enough going back to the Brian and Kenzie podcast and listening to today's Clash with Kenzie. And also, the 8 a.m. podcast for today. What is Case doing with Gucci ice cubes and condoms? The answer is in that podcast. It is
What
also...
won't he be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And it's Wednesday, so new head of headlines.
No, man. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
We'll be here.
Ticket Blitz Thursday starts at 8 with Portugal the Man at Salt Shed tomorrow on the show.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.